trading week, and I hope everyone had a great weekend as well. There have been a few new members come in as well that I've seen. So if you are on the currency call, welcome as well. And thanks for joining us to all the LCMS Traders Club members as well. And if you are watching this a little bit later in the day as well, and you're looking to get the live currency call to get informed straight away, make sure you do visit the LCMS Traders site as well and sign up. We are still doing the 1 month free trial as well. But just to start things off, guys, it is episode 419, and we're now at the 15th of November already. And a quick introduction for anyone that is new as well. So the currency call with Forex Trading Asia runs from Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. GMT +8. And the currencies we go through are as follows. So Mondays, Aussie and Kiwi, Euro on Tuesdays, the pound on Wednesday, Thursday, yen and gold. Then on Friday, CAD and crypto, specifically with crypto, Ethereum and Bitcoin. And in this currency call, you will get the market economic updates, the key support and resistance levels, and you'll also get the trade ideas and breaking fundamental news as well in regards to previewing big economic news events and also breaking down events such as the recent NFP, for example, or the inflation data, to give you insights into really how to actually put together a quality trade idea. And this currency call will be very beneficial to both the long-term and short-term traders. And we'll go through what could move prices, the possible trade ideas, and we'll also highlight the potential targets and risks. Finally, a disclaimer as well, that any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is simply and solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering in any trades. So just to kick things off, guys, it is Monday and a little breakdown on what happened on Friday, the US session, and what is going on now with the US dollar index. So, really, we discussed on Friday that it might be a little bit challenging conditions on the Friday US session. For us, that is in the evening as well. And personally, that there weren't really many trades taken from me on Friday at all. We did see the US dollar. It was just a little bit indecisive because what we did see, were a few releases, and I just want to talk about that now. But we did see this 95.30 level. It was defended by the sellers, and we are actually now just below 95 as well. So we'll see what happens here currently. And again, there's not a lot of news out for later today as well. So we've really 94.70. It's just going to be interesting to see, even at 94.90, if that holds or not. So we've got a couple of points to pay attention to, but I'll just review now the economic news that we did have on Friday as well. So what we did see to start things off, so this was Friday last week in the evening, 11 o'clock GMT +8, we had the JOLT's job opening. That did beat expectations, but at the same time, what we did see was significant expectation, sentiment, and condition data come out as well. Even though it was preliminary, we can see that with this higher inflation as well, 62.8 came out for the consumer expectations. And as you can see with the expected result, they were all under by quite a little bit. And then we also had the Michigan inflation expectations at 4.9. That wasn't so significant. But, that was something to pay attention to with just the sentiment and expectations. And it just seemed to think that economic well-being in the US might be a little bit down, just given the cost of everything that's going up. But wasn't really a lot of a pullback on the US dollar. So it just meant for challenging trading conditions. But just with the calendar up now, so into today's session, it is Monday, and just focused on the US economic releases, we only have the New York Empire State Manufacturing Index. That is expected to come out a little bit better than the previous month of October. So 21.6 is expected. But as we go through Tuesday, I just want to bring that up as well. So today is probably going to be a pretty flat day. We are seeing a pullback already take place in the dollar, there's not a lot of catalysts to actually hold it up. So we might just see it, trend sideways for the session, or even a little bit more of a pullback. We'll just have to wait and see. We do have the core retail sales for October coming out 9:30 tonight, GMT +8, and that's expected to be the same as September, so 0.8 expected. And then we've also got the retail sales out again at 9:30 tonight. So for the retail sales month on month for October, 1.1% is expected. So a little bit stronger than September. So something to watch for on that as well. And just back to the chart too. So just a couple of things that I have noticed. So we've got a situation where we have had some of the major pairs developing downtrends just with this breakout in the US dollar. And really, what I'd like to see is from the US session is just a little bit of direction. But if not, it might just be a case where we wait on those retail sales. And if we see a little bit better than expected, that we really could see a little bit of a reloading of buying interest. And then back to, as we've discussed, we did mention 96. So obviously that's going to take a little bit of time and a little bit of patience is required. But as you can see here, indicators are sort of showing that this pullback was probably necessary, but we'll just have to wait and see where this wants to bounce again. But because the bullish case still definitely remains on the US dollar as well overall for the coming weeks and even months, I would say, in my opinion. But from a trading perspective, I would just be conservative. So Friday really was challenging. If you're scalping, that's fine. But if not, just sitting and waiting now for this release of the retail sales would be sort of how I would approach it. But that is the thoughts there on the US dollar index, guys, as well. Now, we do have the Aussie and Kiwi up next with Jin as well. And again, guys, just make sure the trade ideas will be posted in the Aussie and Kiwi discussion section in the LCMS Traders Club. But that is it from me, and over to you now, Jin.
Yep. Okay. I've got it now. Well, thanks for that, Scott. And good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Currency call today, Monday. We are talking about the Aussie and the Kiwi dollar. But before I get into that, Traders Club members, remember we do have our session tonight at 8 o'clock, Monday night, 8 o'clock, where we'll be going through some coaching sessions, talking about trade reviews, talking about possible trade ideas that could be stretching across the week. So make sure you check out the link in the club when I post it up, and also make sure you turn up for that session. With that said, checking out the news as Scott has been doing, forextradingasia.com, looking at the economic calendar here. The thing about the Aussie and the Kiwi dollar is that a quick scroll through, you can see Monday, we've just had some Chinese data released. Nothing much else is likely to happen for the rest of the day. And also on Tuesday, we do have the RBA meeting minutes. At this point, this will be quite interesting. I think that with the way the RBA acted on the last meeting, we might see some volatility here with more details about the proceedings through the meetings. And because of that, I think that we might actually see possibly some movements in the Aussie dollar at that point early Tuesday morning. Pound, I'll tell you more about that, club members, during the session tonight. US retail sales number, core retail sales number looking to stay at a 0.8%, with retail sales looking to jump slightly for the month from a 0.7 to a 1.1%. So looking at possibly, if we do see that jump and we do see that stability in the core retail sales number, we might see some strength come around back for the US dollar. We're seeing a slight retrace right now, so we might see that bounce back up. On Wednesday, we do have some New Zealand and Aussie news, but these will move, but not too much, I think. Following on from that, building permits number for the US looking to move slightly upwards from a 1.5 to a 1.63. 1.58 to 1.63. So again, if we do see that increase, might see some strength again for the US dollar. And then on Thursday, some New Zealand and Aussie news, again, not big price movers. We've got some US news in terms of the jobless claims. This is a weekly number, again, will move, but not significantly, not a big trend changer there. And then on Friday, a bunch of pound retail sales number with the Eurozone and the Canadians. So what you see here is that we actually do not have that much news for the Aussie or for the Kiwi. We've got a couple of US news. The focus for this week should be on the euro and the pound, which I'll tell you more about tomorrow and the day after. Looking at that, what it means is on the charts, it should be relatively straightforward in terms of how to trade it. The Aussie on the H4 time frame. Last we spoke about it, I said I was going to test that 7395 level before tracking towards the 7322 support. It's done that. It actually went below by about 30 something pips before now retracing back up. At this point, what I think is likely to happen is that we might see the Aussie sit at this level or track higher slightly before tracking back down again. Pretty much repeating what happened last week. So in terms of how I look at the charts, likely to move, again, looking at that moving towards the upside slightly before possibly turning back down again. What I would be looking for in terms of a trade is not to trade it up and then trade it back down. I would be looking to sell below that 7322 support level. Below this current 7322, you could be looking at a 20-30 pip stop loss for a good 60 to 70 pip take profit level, a 1:3 risk reward ratio towards the downside, towards that 7233 support. But bear in mind, this is a very low support. The last time we saw this level was back in October. When it broke below that support was in September, and then you can see that it's been supported there several times. So I think that we might see it track up before breaking lower, but at this point we will see a lot of volatility, possibly a touch and bounce back up again. So be very careful. If you are a little bit late into this trade, I would say stay out of the Aussie. At this point, I would look into the euro and into the pound a little bit more this week. With that said about the Aussie dollar, the Kiwi dollar might look a bit easier, as I think it might move similar to the Aussie, testing that 7073 resistance. So look for it to test that resistance, look for it to reject that resistance level before looking for that selling opportunity back down. At this point, checking my lines, I would say that you would have a take profit at about 6967. So what you could be looking for is a selling opportunity back down towards 6967, rejecting 7073. So about that point, about a 7051, a 30 pip stop loss for a good 60-70 pip take profit again. So 1:2 risk reward ratio towards the downside, but this will require you to wait a little bit longer, wait for that track upwards, wait for that rejection before looking to sell. So why 7050? Why 7050 with a 30 pip and a 60 pip? Would be because of this low point 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. If it breaks past that low point, we can look to sell it down towards the 6967 support. So quite straightforward on the Aussie and the Kiwi dollar. Look for that move upwards, look for that test of the immediate resistance level, look for that rejection before that selling opportunity comes around. So a bit of waiting now. I think that we possibly will see more opportunities on the euro and on the pound dollar instead. With that, I'll pass it back to you, Scott.
Thanks for that, Jen. And I have shared in the chat here as well on the Zoom call and also in the Aussie and Kiwi trade discussions too. And like Jen did mention, sometimes if you do find yourself trading a particular pair, that for this week in particular, it might be more opportunistic if you did pause on that, especially if you're not in the Aussie short as well already, that it is, like mentioned, we are very close to a support level. So very relevant for tonight's call at 8 p.m. GMT plus 8 to come on and just get a bit of information on what are sort of the more currency pairs in play right now that will offer a little bit more high probability as well. So, but a lot of activity still in the chat as well. We've got a lot going on. And if you're not already, I would strongly recommend for anyone that's developing their trading skill set as a Forex trader or just looking to maybe advance into full-time, we can cater for all of that. And we definitely encourage people to ask questions, keep participating in sharing any trade ideas as well. But again, tonight will be a good starting point to get the week back on track as well. And that's what it's all about, is putting those building blocks together, guys, and getting more consistent. But I think that was the trade ideas for today. And again, I hope to see everyone tomorrow as well. We've got the Euro in focus tomorrow, pound on Wednesday. So I think it's just a slower start to the week, everyone. So if you are in front of the charts, please don't force trades. Maybe do something else until we start tonight. Okay, guys? But thanks for watching as well, and hope to see everyone on the call tonight. Bye, guys.